on the English Premier League table, obviously, so watch a table now. A Liverpool and already kind of English Premier League name this season, of course. And nearly in any 3 days, let me catch you busy. I didn't expect Slott. Say Obedu baby Awadru. I didn't expect him to be on top of the English Premier League. There are two people and only on top of leagues by the second and last international break until next year. Only on top of leagues. I didn't really expect them to be there. I didn't really expect them say they were going to be in this position. Until I'm shocked, Kaka. Now we'll get into that detail. But and then the question of the day I'm basing this on is so we are Chelsea near. And now whichever club are we, so you're Barcelona, you're Chelsea, you're Liverpool, you're Napoli, all of the clubs. Why do you think your team is performing differently than they were this same stage last season? Because this same stage last season, now Barcelona has struggled. Why are they performing better this season than last season? We are Chelsea here. Why is Chelsea performing better this season as at the same point this season than they were last season? I want it in the reply in the comment section on Mami. Why do you think Chelsea are performing better today, this time, than they were performing last season the same time? And see, minim. I Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So subscribe to the channel and subscribe to the channel. Now turn on notification. We give you the best in terms of football, tactical, post-match, off the match, all the field analysis. This is your best place that you can be. Trust me. If you're a lover of sports in Kwandia, you need to be here. It's the best analyst in the game. Any didn't come on amount. But that's be so subscribe to the channel. What turn on notification? What share link? Share link to group be a woman. Whoever loves sports and introduce them to the channel. Needing common in our Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Now let's get to the whole conversation. Me see. And me person here a good comparison of clubs. No, I want to talk about the English Premier League. Then we'll talk about the Spanish La Liga too. But my big question is say, so we are Chelsea here, and then answer some of Chelsea. A recruitment nana, a coach nana. Is it just that all of a sudden players now want to play football and before last season they weren't really willing to play football now? What's the issue? What has changed your Chelsea Football Club? Now, me started with my example with Liverpool. And I made mention of the position of Slott Liverpool. Omo lose just one match. Just one match, but Omo lose. In all of that, Omo taking points from every game that they've been to. Match beyond Slott Liverpool, they've taken points from them. Match beyond, they've taken points. The only game Omo taking points is that game. Not Nottingham Forest for no call away to Anfield that it made difficult for them. Indeed. You really understand, say, where Liverpool were, baby and a club war, and then this month would have been 9 years a club a year Liverpool manager. Baby and war, the things that he took them through, how are not all through. And for me, I remember the exact word that we use here in describing Slott, and the possibility of he having mishaps with Liverpool. And he said the steep, from the Eredivisie, the jump from the Eredivisie to the English Premier League, very steep. So there's a possibility of he falling into a ditch or a pit. But truly, Slott seems to know what he wants to do. And McCanny has said, for me, coaching is essentially about clarity of thought. And from the very first that me see Slott interview in the English Premier League, it compared to Obitse Andmaresca thoughts of English Premier League. And I'll come to that until the two of now. Now, Otie and Slaughter. I'm going to first game against Ipswich Town. I'm coming from behind the baby winning match. First half, 0-0. Now Ipswich were very, very combative against them. They were not allowing them to win balls any sign of man. Uti and Slaughter. And Slaughter say, "Oko dressing room. One can't create any tactical tweak. As some of was simple. Say football is simple. If we are not willing to win our duels, we will not win the matches." It for his team throughout preseason. Nigeria cancer. And more and enable preseason. It is our first game of Nigeria cancer next to Virgil van Dijk. Nigeria wasn't able to win his duels in the first half. And on the Ibu could not buy for Ibu to come and win the duels. And Ibu spot on now. Ibu 6 foot whatever, big bulky center back, just like Virgil van Dijk. excellent player. He knows exactly where to go. And oh yeah, wing and as a woman is who gives space to Obia, they will hurt you. Indeed, he went into that game knowing exactly what to do, and that's the mark of a solid coach. It is same for Team FN FC Barcelona. If you speak to Hansi Flick, first Hansi Flick a interview for Barcelona, he was clear on what he wanted to do. He was exactly clear on what he wanted to do. Or catch a Barca for him. Say one. Me per se, you hinge more on physical side of the game. Physicality is very important, and that's him. You see, because the Germans usually play heavy metal football, on person oppressive, on person aggressive, like Sunday man, they know say the cornerstone of that style of play is physicality. Somebody that's physically sound, somebody that physically up there, or that's all the physical traits needed. It's in the sharp. I say gym, all of those things have to be spot on for that brand of football. So it was clear. I think he spoke to Catalan TV and I say Mundo, and it was clear with them. Say, "Sing your pesiyeko, hani pesiyura, your pesiyesi sanyema ABCD, your sanyema ABCD biya, your pesiy will remove this, you will remove ya. Then this is what we are expecting to get." And truly, they got everything that they were expecting to get. In Barca, on top of the Spanish La Liga table, I always consistently spoke about what Xavi was bringing to Barca. I said several times, Xavi ain't a bad manager. He wanted a much more pragmatic Barca than the free-flowing Barcelona side. Now, Hansi Flick has come in and said that he wants the line to be high. Opposite and compressive pitch, he ain't aggressive, he ain't boss no sure. But he ain't born in tema, he ain't direct in tem Xavi pen. Let's play into the channels. Let's be aggressive. Let's get onto the other end of the pitch very quick, and it gets the goals faster. Then we can defend. He's getting the job done. Now, that brings me into the conversation of Chelsea and Andmaresca. Osha Chelsea current starting 11 this year. The only player last season, not on Bobby, only Chelsea starting 11 was Jadon Sancho. Yeah, Jadon Sancho pay. And then Chelsea current starting 11 last season, not on Onka team now. Everybody was there. Nicolas Jackson was there. Noni Madueke was there. Cole Palmer was there. Enzo Fernandez was there. Moises Caicedo was there. Malo Gusto was there. Marco Correa was there. Levi Cole was there. Maybe you say so because of Wesley Fofana injury, but Robert Sanchez was there. So it means that a whooping 80% of players on Mobile, even more than that, were playing last season at Chelsea when Chelsea was struggling. Now, take last season, English Premier League table, after 5 games, after 6 games. Chelsea were languishing somewhere around baby Manchester United languishing. 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, no about 10th, 11th, 12th, 14th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. But there's something in the dugout that you see, let no Chelsea fan discount the importance of Mauricio Pochettino at Chelsea. And you know Pochettino about the year, there was a plan. The plan on the buy. The reason why the sporting directors brought on Mauricio Pochettino, and they be a million and a half back at was I told him, say, Pochettino's job is to come and do the groundwork. Because in English Premier League, the physicality is important. Chelsea have got young players who like to play tricky, young mobile, no, young 10, young training. But essentially, it's about hard work. How hard are you willing to work? How hard are you willing to push? How hard are you willing to be aggressive? Sani Maninian, how hard were the Chelsea boys willing to do that? And I think the social Pochettino brand of football and also pay a lot of heavy metal, kick and run kind of football. You're born along, you're called into the channel, kind of ball. It fitted the preparative stage of our boys. Meaning, saying, maybe it's our question before we say, no, Madueke is selfish. See, I disagree with that to an extent. But meaning, say, a lot of the people will not agree with me. When you are watching Noni Madueke, you are watching a ferocious winger. Yes, meaning, say, I say, oh, he has been overzealous when it comes to goals and numbers. He needs to take that away from him. But you cannot take anything away from Noni Madueke aggression. So Okitabo and Akwese Vinicius Jr. running at you. That's what Noni Madueke gives you. Or the ball back. Or the back. You as a fullback, you literally cannot do anything about it because there is space, there is power, or pulse and when he will stop, or some pace need to change direction. He has it. He needs to make excellent decisions. Know when to cut back, know when to shoot that goal, know when to lay off. They are very, very important. And nothing on your world class no. But you can't take away the quality of a winger boy. Now, because of Mauricio Pochettino, boys which is Noni Madueke could now fall back last season. Last season, not only wasn't dropping back to come and do defensive work. And today, under Andmaresca, and it started with Mauricio Pochettino. He deserves the credit. On brand be defensive work. You should cover grounds. You should run back. You should come back and add to the back four and then your back five. And then the most defensive of Chelsea's wingers, the most hardworking of Chelsea's wingers, I don't need Madueke. Check the heat map. The groundwork had to be done last season. The covering of spaces for Moisca, I said, a big deal for him. He was in a structured Brighton team before he came to Chelsea. Next people in a team and also cover a lot of ground. Today, Moisca still to me holding it on. Even in the midfield, when sometimes he's isolated, he's alone. Say, we need duels, on cover ground, short distances, long distances. Now, if we own your ball, also he can do the on-the-ball job that he's trained to do under Roberto Di Zerbi. So that's the importance of Mauricio Pochettino for Chelsea last season. Any near over Chelsea, yeah. But the difference is that today, ball not Chelsea ball, it is in a more structured form. Say Obi Ekoye Jumapia. Now our clarity of thought, one, ultimately identify the problem. Now ultimately map up strategies. Okay, this is the solution. But in this, how to get the solution, how to get it right, we need to start from point A, B, C, D. Now you're walking towards it. That person is almost halfway there. And that's the story of Andmaresca. That's the difference. Clubs like Slott, clubs like Liverpool, what's the name? Barcelona, Chelsea, mono. The difference is the manager in the dugout. And watch your mouth. Only charismatic, very, very charismatic, very top charismatic guys. Two, these are all managers that understand what they want to do. Then we'll use this particular rule. It's important. And at the end of the day, it comes back to that. And she just opposite with the story of Manchester United and how they are struggling and Ten Hag. For me last season, I said it again, and you know what I mean, I don't lie. I'll tell you exactly what I said last season. Like I said, Manchester United person almost succeeded last season. One of the things that they have to do, and they said, they need to make sure, say, Omobon. One, Ten Hag on common man sporting structure. Not a sporting structure, no. And man, on like they should get what they want from him. They should direct him. They need that sporting structure. Once they get a sporting structure for Ten Hag, one of the things that they need to do is to now allow him and give him some time, 6 months, 3 months. That's all. Once the season has begun, Ten Hag a sporting structure on performing. It is clear that he's not the man for the job. And maybe Manchester United will want some more clarity from where they sit from, because Uti said right, clever. Also, the managers of the club no buy and chair. So let's give them some time off for make a decision on Ten Hag. So maybe until then. But truly it is clear that they will make a decision sooner rather than later on a branch of Ten Hag. And that's the difference. Maresca understands what he wants to do. See, Oba and no catching conference men pet Raheem Sterling. He's not a player that I want. It was clear. Men pet Benjamin Chilwell. He's not a player that I want. People do not understand. In how he plays, you need to be as a fullback more technical. Ball retention has to be there. You need to find the best pass. You're supposed to be like a very good passer of the ball, on the ball, because you're going to be more on the ball. You're not going to be bumping up and down the touchline. Baby. That's different from what a lot of the fullbacks are used to. Until once he identified what he wanted, he was clear with it. And he stuck by it. Once it's an journey. And that's the mark of somebody that understands and knows exactly what he wants. So for me, that is a huge difference. Of course, in identifying what you want, it goes into how you're going to solve the problem. And that's where the tactics comes in, the know-how comes in. The structure in which team no airball ball comes in. So to me at the highest level, if you are not good enough, it shows. If you are good enough, but also to an extent, it shows. You can go back and listen to Andmaresca. The things that he says, anything maybe you understand the kind of guy in terms of the football ideology, what he wants from the players. He's clear. He's clear on any more person. One of the things that I did be for Ghana as say, oh, Andmaresca last season, Nako Palmer a lot of freedom or system. He gives freedom to his house space players. On your positionally very strict too, but he's a positional play manager. But or allow Enzo any Kopama to come and help him build up. You need stuff like that. There are times in games you need strict positional play. To say the Nottingham Forest game, you see. Yes, it was important, but that's the kind of manager Chelsea Gitters is here, and he stopped. And no one can see Enzo Maresca on players are around for the international break. And Enzo Maresca said we have 7 or 8 players with us during the international break, so we are going to be focusing on them and seeing what we can do with them. Romeo Lavia, Jadon Sancho, Kani Chukwuemeka, Kenan Dusbiol, Axel Disasi, Tosin Adrabiayo, Benoit Belashiri, and then regimes. Of course, regimes are sterish our Hodom. And he's speaking about players that were around for the international break our Hodom. And he's speaking about the fact that he's going to work with them. And you know, that fits into that big Liverpool match at Chelsea Kwakobono. Possibility said Moise Caicedo will not be there, and I say Wesley Fofana may not be there. And these guys will be important to Chelsea's game plan, God willing, next 2 weeks. Against Liverpool side in Hodoma. Alan Shearer said he's impressed with the job by Enzo Maresca and how good they have been playing. They are playing very well according to Enzo Maresca. I think he has got to go out on loan. Talking about Mihailo Mudryk, speaking about him, from clubs to buying players to buying X accounts are we see. And Jacobs accuses Nottingham Forest of cheating and time wasting, being terrible and spoiling football. Those are some of the follow-ups on side game against Nottingham Forest. Hi, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. This is where we draw the curtain for today's edition of the best sports channel in the country. We'll get back to you. Take care. Bye-bye.